So I've spent most of my time in the bed the last 3 months recovering from major complications from minor back surgery. Spent over a month in the hospital, another almost month in rehab hospital, and then I made it home, and I spent the time in the bed creating my man cave. So it's not the best, as you can see, from the standpoint of entertaining people. But it's awesome for just hanging out in here by myself. And I want to go over some of it with you, some things that I think are pretty neat. Personal things, not private things, but personal. The first thing that's pretty neat is that trophy in the back, the tall trophy with the tallest trophy with the car on it. That is a trophy that my late father won in a drag race. And I have a picture somewhere, I hope, of him holding me as a baby up next to it, and the trophy is taller than me as a baby, and he was super excited about that. So I'm thinking that probably happened in about 1965, 66, maybe earlier in 67, something like that. This trophy to the right of that is a motocross trophy that he won. I remember on Friday nights we would go and I'd watch him do motocross. I would say that's probably sometime in the 70s. I need to look at the tag on it. And this trophy over here to the left is the first BMX race that I ever raced in I think early 80s. It was the first time that I'd ever hit a full out double on a BMX track. It was pretty intimidating. And I pulled that off, thank God. And this painted rock here, Tammy, one of my buddies, she painted that for me. That gas tank's off of a Husqvarna 125 dirt bike that I used to own. And then great picture of the people who mean the most to me, my family, when we went down to the beach. And then my mom gave me my baby picture and baby shoes, so put that up there to remind me of my mom. This TV has been a lifesaver, TV and sound bar. My buddy Alan from We Mount TVs, he put this up for me, and it's been really great. The sound sounds really good. I'll listen to music a lot as I'm killing time in the bed trying to heal. I don't have my black belt yet, but I hope one day to have it. Bought one just to have in there for display. The mountain bikes here to motivate me to do my PT every day and do more than that. These paintings are really neat. This is this comes from a picture of my son Drayton, who is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, us training, and of course he's always destroys me. My good friend Kurt, he painted that for us, so that was really cool. And he painted this one too. It's kind of partly a joke and partly serious. That's the SST Rock Roll in Bellingham. He put a bandana on my head and put a UFC tattoo on my arm. This comes from Charleston. My wife and I went there for our honeymoon. This light over here, it's weird looking, but it's the oldest thing I have in here. It actually came from my great-grandfather, not just my grandfather, but my great-grandfather. And he was in the Bataan Death March. He survived that. And somehow that lamp has survived all the moves of different people and such, and I ended up with it. This here is another painting that Kurt made for me. This is the first big rock roll that I'd ever done. It was in Dakota Ridge. You can't do it now because they built a fence at the bottom. My buddy Trent and the guys that I was coaching actually helped coach me down it. So it was pretty intimidating. Worked out fine. It was super neat to check off. This is a picture of me when I was younger. Yeah. Kurt, the man who can do everything, he made this light for me out of a cracked transition frame. Gun safe that I can get into rather quickly, so it's not a good idea to break into this home. And I have some other goodies and surprises hidden here and there, so probably don't break in here. The KTM chair for guests. This box over here was, I believe, my great-grandfather's on my dad's side, woodworking tools that he used during the Depression. My dad had that refinished and such. Behind it is a humidor that I got for Christmas. Can't wait to get that thing fired up. Let me see. Well, so the bed, the thing on the bed is, obviously the bed doesn't fit the decor of the room. Cool story on the bed though. There was a time in my life when I didn't have anything. I mean, I was so poor, so broke. All I had was, just pretty much the clothes on my back and my two kids, and this wonderful family in my church wanted to buy me a bed, and they sent me to a really expensive furniture company, and they told me, they said, now I know you're going to go in there and look for the least expensive bed there is, and I don't want you to do that. I want you to pick out one that you really like. So I really like this one of all the options. It wasn't the most expensive and it wasn't the cheapest. So anyway, it doesn't fit the decor, but my goodness, it's very, very comfortable. And I like it a lot, just because of the memory of them giving me that at a time that I needed it. The joke is I'm 57 years old, but I decorate my man cave like I'm 17. And this is a perfect example of the bedspread here of a dirt bike, something that, you'd expect a 7-year-old in a twin bed to have on his bed, but I don't care. I like it. The bed is kind of a mess. I'm sorry about that. As I said, I've been pretty much living in the bed, recovering. All right. Got the checkers. I like that from the 80s, back whenever you had to actually order the checker vans from California. You couldn't buy them online or anything like that, and they were much coveted. The nightstand, got it from Etsy. I just thought it was cool. The other nightstand over there with a tire, same deal on that. Yeah, let me see what else we got here. Oh, okay, this is my first and only boxing match from, let me see, what's the date on that? It is 1989. Boxed a friend who's way tougher than me. He played fullback for the William Jewell Cardinals, and we've had some good laughs about that over the years. Super tough guy, super neat experience to be in front of the crowd and duking it out, and just different pictures here. The black belt, I hope one day to wear. This injury has really set me back. So, that's the story of my life. I think I started this sport more than 20 years ago, and stuff like this has always held me back. But hey, that's no big deal. Son getting a private lesson, taking my son to Matt Hughes' place, MMA legend, mountain biking in Colorado and in Nevada. Birthday party for my son. Okay, we're getting into too much information there. Love this new gi bag. It'll last me the rest of my days. Got that this year. My 3 kids there, my stepson Eli, Drayton, and Cassidy. They're all the kindergarten pictures. Drayton's married, has our first grandbaby. Cassidy's engaged and going to be married in October. And then my stepson Eli, he's loving racing, going to Auburn to be an engineer. As you can see here, I've got the PT rehab stuff right here in my front of my face, so I get up and do that. Up here, football trophies. The smallest one I think was flag football in the 70s. I think probably 74, something like that, maybe. I don't know. But those end of the year parties where we would get trophies was huge as a kid. That was a really neat thing for adults to do for us. Went to Samford University, so that's just a memory of that. Beeson Divinity School at Samford University is where I graduated with my doctorate, which is this one on the top. I'll get to that in a second. The other trophy next to it is a trophy where we were playing flag football. I'm guessing late 70s, maybe early 80s. I'm not sure. My daughter made me those cups. My wife gave me that little trinket there. And then let's get to this. So my Doctor of Let me start at the bottom. So basically, went to high school and then went to college. Went to William Jewell College, which is kind of like the Samford University of Missouri, liberal arts college. It took me 5 years. I was a little late. I got my psychology degree. I got my ordination, which was mandatory for me to do the ministry that I was in. I was in ministry for almost 20 years, last 6 of which I was a hospice chaplain, which means I had I had the privilege of visiting people in their homes who had 6 months or fewer to live, according to their doctor. Went to the richest homes in the Birmingham area and then the poorest ghettos in the area. And one thing I learned from that is no matter rich or poor, educated or not, we all come into this world the same and we all leave it the same. After the 4 years down there at the bottom, I went to seminary for a academic degree, and that was a long degree. It was 4 years master's, which is pretty long for a master's degree, academic degree, and then I finished up with a 3-year professional degree, which would be kind of like a law degree, where I did my doctorate project in being a hospice chaplain. And from that, I created a website and have shared that with many people. So I also want to thank, not only do I want to thank We Mount TVs, but I also want to thank a new company in Birmingham called Serve, SURV. They converted this piece of furniture that used to house our old TV and made it into something that I can use for a closet or a dresser. And so thank them. They've been super helpful. Blake did that, and then others have definitely helped make this room the way I want it. So yeah, super neat. Oh, one other picture I want to point out, and then I need to get off my feet and get back on the ice. Awesome picture of my wife and I, when we went to, we rented a Corvette and drove to the Grand Canyon, drove around. That was a neat memory. So God has been good to me in so many ways. And hey, maybe this will inspire you to come up with your man cave. Oh, one last thing, I'm going to get a banner right there to go over that light so it's not so bright when I'm in bed. But yeah, that's it.